Good morning, dear students. Today we will talk about ligands and their classification. In our previous lecture, we have covered the terms related with coordination compounds like coordination entity, then coordination sphere, then ionization sphere, which are also called counter ions. Then we have covered coordination number. Then we have covered ligands. Then we have covered coordination polyhedron. Then we have covered homoleptic complex, and at last we have completed heteroleptic complex. And in ligands, I have explained you that these ligands are electron richer species. Either they have negative charge or they have lone pair of electrons which can be donated into the vacant orbitals of central metal atom or central metal ion, as a result of which coordinate bond is formed between the ligand and the central metal atom or central metal ion. And that's why these compounds are called coordination compounds. Now, the atom which is contributing lone pair of electron for the formation of coordinate bond is called donor side, or it is called donor atom. Now, based on the number of donor side or number of donor atoms, we can classify ligands. But before we classify ligands, let us talk again about the definition of ligands. The electron donating species. It can be neutral molecule or it can be negative ions that surrounds the central metal atom or ion in a complex are called ligands. Remember, these ligands resembles nucleophile of organic chemistry. These ligands are equivalent to Lewis base of physical chemistry. Nucleophile are also electron richer species. Lewis base are the species which can donate their electron pair. If a species is donating their lone pair or their electron pair, it means they are electron richer in nature. So all ligands are electron richer in nature. It can be neutral molecule or it can be negative ion. Now, based on the number of donor side or number of donor atom, the ligands are classified broadly into two types. First one is called monodentate ligand or unidentate ligand, and second one is called polydentate ligand or multidentate ligand. Donor side is also called denticity. Denticity of the ligand. Now, what do we mean by monodentate ligand or unidentate ligand? It's very simple. These ligands have only one donor side or one donor atom. It means these ligands will form only one coordinate bond with the central metal atom or central metal ion. And that's why these are called monodentate ligand or unidentate ligand. Example are here Cl minus. Cl minus is the only atom. H2O. In H2O, oxygen will donate or oxygen will behave like a donor atom or donor side. Only one donor side is there, and that is oxygen. Then we have NH3. In NH3, nitrogen atom, which is having lone pair of electron, will behave like a donor site. Will behave like a donor atom. So in NH3, we are having only one donor site or one donor atom. So NH3 also belongs to monodentate ligand or unidentate ligand, etc., etc. Then in monodentate ligand, we are having one very special case. And this special case is called ambidentate ligands. Ambi means dual. Now what is the meaning of ambidentate ligands? These ligands have two donor sites or two donor atoms, but at a time only one donor site or one donor atom can be involved in bond formation with the central metal atom or central metal ion. They have two donor sites or two donor atoms, but at a time only one is involved in bond formation. So ambidentate ligands also belongs to monodentate ligands. It is a special case. For example, we can have NO2 minus, we can have HCl minus, we can have Cl minus. In NO2 minus, nitrogen as well as oxygen, both can donate their electron pair to central metal atom or central metal ion. Now suppose if nitrogen is donating its lone pair, then in that case it is called nitrito N. When nitrogen from NO2 group or NO2 minus ligand is contributing its lone pair for the formation of coordinate bond, then this ligand is named as nitrito N. Nitrogen atom is involved in bond formation. It can be oxygen, then we will write N bond with oxygen and double bond O. Here oxygen is involved in bond formation with metal atom or metal ion. It means here oxygen is working as a donor site. So here what we will write? We will write nitrito O. In the same manner, if we have HCl minus, in HCl minus sulfur as well as nitrogen both can contribute their lone pair for the bond formation with the central metal atom or central metal ion. So if sulfur is forming bond with metal, then this is called thiocyanate. This is called thiocyanate. And if nitrogen is involved in bond formation, then it is called isothiocyanate. Isothiocyanate. Similarly, from Cn minus, carbon as well as nitrogen can be involved in bond formation. If carbon is involved, it is called cyano. And if nitrogen is involved, then it is called isocyano. Then we have polydentate ligands or multidentate ligands. Very simple the definition. The ligands which are having more than one donor site. The ligands which are having more than one donor site and all the donor sites are involved or can be involved in bond formation with the central metal atom or central metal ion are called polydentate ligands or multidentate ligands. In polydentate or multidentate, we are having two special cases, that is bidentate ligands and hexadentate ligands. Bidentate ligands which are having two donor sites or two donor atoms and both the donor sites are involved in bond formation with the central metal atom or central metal ion are called bidentate or didentate ligand. Example, we can have CO minus, which is oxalate ion, but here it is called oxalato. Whenever we are naming this ion in coordination chemistry, or if we are using this ion as a ligand, then it will be named as oxalato. Its short form is OX. Then we have NH2CH2CH2NH2, which is ethylene diamine or ethane 1,2 diamine. In ethylene diamine or ethane 1,2 diamine, nitrogen, they are two nitrogen atoms which have a lone pair of electron. Both the nitrogen atom can contribute their lone pair for the formation of coordinate bond formation. So it is also a bidentate ligand or didentate ligand. Its short form is EN. EN represents ethane 1,2 diamine. In oxalato, oxygen can work as donor site or can be involved in bond formation. Then we have hexadentate ligand. Hexadentate ligands which are having 6 donor sites or 6 donor atoms, and all the 6 donor atoms can be involved in bond formation with the central metal atom or central metal ion. These are called hexadentate ligand. So how to got this ligand? So what we have to do? Replace hydrogen and hydrogen from ethane 1 comma 2 diamine by CH2COO minus. So here H is replaced by CH2CO minus, H more is replaced by CH2CO minus, then again H replaced by CH2CO minus, and second H also replaced by CH2CO minus. It means by replacing 4 hydrogen we are placing 4 acetate ion. Then this ligand becomes EDTA. EDTA stands for ethylene diamine. Here it is ethylene diamine. Ethylene diamine tetraacetate 1, 2, 3 and 4. Tetraacetate. So short form is EDTA. Again ethylene diamine tetraacetate ion. Now here this oxygen atom can work as donor side. This oxygen can work as donor side because it is having minus charge. Oxygen donor side because it is having negative charge. Then we have nitrogen atom having lone pair, nitrogen atom having lone pair. So it can also be used as a donor side, and this nitrogen can also be used as a donor side. So in total there are 6 donor side or donor atom present. So EDTA belongs to hexadentate ligand. That's all in ligand and their classification. Thank you.